Hello, I'm Joshua of Mouse Don't Play, and I am a professional game master. And today is the beginning of our European player tour. As an online game master, most of my games, most of my players are scattered across the US and scattered across the world. Over the course of the last year, I've been on a quest to visit as many of them in person as possible. Last summer, we visited the Midwest states of the United States for those players, and then last fall, we visited the players of the southern US states. Turns out, though, I also have European players, and it seems just kind of rude to leave them out. So yeah, we're going to be heading out to Europe. We're going to end up at the UK Games Expo, as well as quite a few other expeditions. But for now, we're going to be starting off in a couple airports, some very heavy Vlogbrothers John Green airport vlog vibes. So yeah, we'll be getting going, and I hope you enjoy the trip. Okay, so story time. I get on the plane from Indianapolis up to Newark, end up sitting next to a younger couple. We say nothing the entire time. They spend the entire time watching Survivor, sharing earbuds, all that. So I'm just, occasionally seeing Survivor over to the side. And it's only after we are landing that we find out that we are going to be getting on the exact same next plane. So we have that nice little fun adventure. We go through the airport, Newark, trying to find where we're supposed to go to. Turns out there's like 3 different areas that the limited information on our boarding passes would give us. So it took us a little bit to get there, get to the security check, and as we're going through, I get flagged twice. Because we went immediately from one plane to another. I forgot to empty my water bottle, which isn't good, so that was going to force me to do having the water in the water bottle, automatically having to go through the line. But my bag also gets a bag check. I don't know if I've posted the video yet, but I've made a puzzle to take for an in-person game when I'm in Birmingham, and we'll talk about that later. What you need to know now is I do have a cardboard puzzle in a box in my bag with some other paper and ribbon, and it doesn't look nice on the x-ray machine, so they end up having to tear that apart, look into it. The guy doing it was very wonderful. He let me know that after the thermos that having to go back out to the front, they were gonna flag it again. So he said, hopefully I'll be here, that way he can just get it through fast. So having me go through security a second time, they had me step over into an offline just as like a diversion for getting more people through in an area that's typically held off, which means I don't get the bag check guy, which means I'm now tearing apart my bag in the line to take out the box so the box is easily readable. So had to go through all that. And yeah, now currently in Newark, heading down towards the plane to go to France, and I will probably check in again once we're at Paris-Orly Airport. And like that, we have gone over the ocean. We are now in the Paris-Orly Airport, and pretty soon we'll be getting on a train to head into Paris proper. Okay, so I found some place slightly out of the way to try to explain the plan. The goal is to get to Birmingham. The goal is to get to the players in the UK. However, as opposed to simply getting a straight ticket from Newark to to Birmingham, I instead routed through Paris. I have a 21-hour layover. That includes the time that we were getting off the plane. That includes the time going through passport control, and then a tram and a metro into Paris. So I just have a little bit of time. I don't have enough time to really like do the touristy things. Like, I'm going to see the outside of the rebuilt Notre Dame. I'm going to see the outside of the Opera Garnier, the Paris Opera House for the Phantom of the Opera. I will not be going in anywhere. Most places I have a large bag and they just won't let me in, which is perfectly fine. I don't have the time to do a whole bunch of tours and stuff, so I'm just gonna bop around, see a lot of things, try to bop into a couple stores, a cafe, and at some point I have to get to my hostel. After I figure all that out, eventually I will be at a second airport tomorrow morning. And yeah, this is just a detour, but it's hopefully a fun little detour. The platform to see Notre Dame while it's currently being rebuilt. You know, the bells, they do not ring by themselves, you know. They don't? No, city boy. High up in the... So I just went walking about 40 minutes to find a thrift store that was closed. So instead I went to a boulangerie, got a quiche Lorraine and chocolate eclair. And now I need to find a park to eat. I found a park. Turns out it was a little kid park. Tons of fun. There was like at least 100 kids between the ages of like 5 and 12, and jungle gyms and basketball, and there was a table tennis thing set up. And I've heard a lot of stuff online of like listening to like, little kids with British accents and like, oh, how can you tell them no? The chaos of just 100 kids running and playing and just ripping through language in French. Like, I both understood exactly what was going on and had no idea. So, made my way back away from that area, started heading towards where I'd be staying for the night. Found a couple different thrift stores. Didn't get anything either. They were very expensive for not well taken care of clothing, or they were like late 90s, early 2000s, very much not my style thrift. So still gonna look for something to get here, but managed to find the hostel, unlabeled, just a door between two different Asian restaurants. Pretty sure that the same family owns all three facilities, both restaurants on either side, and then just the little city door in the middle to head up. Talk to the grandmotherly figure, and just very sweet. Once again, no idea what she's saying, but she's pantomiming through where to go and where to hide the key when I'm done, and yeah, just lovely. Already spoke with one of the guys that's sharing this 6-bed room with me. Lives in France, but only in Paris to do some examinations for foundational studies. So that was interesting. Just laid down for a little bit, and pretty soon I need to get back out. That way I don't waste the rest of the evening. At this point, it's 7:30 p.m., so there's still quite a bit of light. If there's any stores still open, there's going to be some. Try and find something, and then I will have to get everything set up, and I'll have to like backtrack my schedule for what time I need to get up tomorrow. But yeah, that's the plan. I found a museum all about optical illusions, like all the ones you find in the little kid books and more, and like fully gilded rooms with mirror walls, and this is great. Okay, I am up the next morning. Really, I'm just gonna go get some food, and then we'll be heading off to the airport, not to cut it too close on time. I have a feeling like that might happen in the future. So yeah, just getting some food and heading to the airport. You'll notice the graffiti behind me. All of the shops that don't have a built-out front structure typically just have the sliding metal doors so they can literally shut down in the evening. And all of them have art on them. Okay, so we made it into the Charles de Gaulle Airport. We will be flying from here up to Birmingham, where hopefully I will be being picked up from the airport, and we will officially begin the player part of the player tour. Did take a little bit for us to get here, but yeah, we're about to get there. Aside from maybe a couple clips from the plane, I think that's where we're going to end this first video. So yeah, have everything pre-players wrapped up, and then next episode you'll actually get to see what we get up to. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching the video. It was made with the support of our patrons over on Patreon, where you can see behind-the-scenes content and the development of our own TTRPG systems. If you're looking to join a game, head on down to the description where we have a link to our Discord. You can join long-form campaigns, short mini-series for bite-sized narratives, or quick dips into systems you don't want a long-term commitment to, or you can join our Tower of Taziok. Tower of Taziok is a 5th edition infinite dungeon with roguelite elements, legacy play, and downtime synchronous with the real world. After you form a house of patronage, every week that passes in your life, your character gets a week of downtime. Everything else you can check out milestoneplay.com, and yeah, thanks for watching. Let's get going.